What's going on? Professor Immortal here, and behind me is Jacinto. One of the test maps is going to be featured in the Game Battles ladder that was brought together by Black Tusk and Hypefestation, leading up to the aftermath. Make sure you guys sign up for that ladder if you haven't yet. So I thought it'd be pretty interesting to sort of take a map for the first time, a map that I personally have not played on, my team has not played on yet in Gears of War 3, and sort of just talk through some of the strategies that we may hope to get to, or kind of look and just see how the game plays out. You know, right here on the whiteboard, right? So as we talk about like strategy inception a little bit, in Gears of War you got to remember that there's a few goals, and it's not just about, you know, getting kills. You want to set a goal from the start of the round and sort of accomplish that. That's really what a strategy is all about. Identify a location that you want to take, identify a power weapon that you want to grab, or identify a fast kill that you want to get. And each of those sort of three goals can amount to more goals mid-round. We'll get into that a little bit more later. But let's take a look at Jacinto again and talk about some of the differences for the first time, really, and talk about some of the differences that have evolved in the game. Now, I played Jacinto in Gears of War 2, and this is super exciting to see it come back, and I'm eager to see some of the differences. Now these are the weapon swaps that are locked in for the test ladder right now, and the key difference here is going to be the frag grenades in mid-room or crack house. And because these frag grenades are here, it's going to be a pretty popular location to grab, but playing back in Gears 2 was actually one of the most key spots that you'd want to control. And when you're looking at this, you see, you know, we got the boom shot up top, we got the snipe down low. And because this mid-room is so advantageous for the cross that you acquire at boom. Now this is pretty obvious things, but again, at some of the differences now, is the whole map has opened up quite a bit. I mean, we're talking about these tunnels underneath the map that allow players to go straight over to boom right away. We are seeing this other option out of spawn that allows players to move up right here for a quick cross or a flank. And with these changes, you know, it brings about more options from the get-go. Okay, and in Gears of War 2, you know, the team would funnel out through this way, and then the decisions would start to happen. So because of this, there's more options. So that's a good thing. My fear could be like a little bit chasey in a one versus two situation, but again, haven't played it yet, so interesting to see how those things might play out. And I'm not advocating any sort of certain weapon swap or whatever the case, just literally just breaking this down, right? So what could come of this? So now that we're recognizing some of the other differences would have been where the staircase is over by Boomshot. You go up to the ink tower, you come down. This used to be a wall that you could hop, and now that that wall is gone, it's a quick evasive location to get through. So what are some possible strategies that we can do here now that we're looking at this? Well, some of the key strats in Gears 2 that I'll immediately go back to would be sort of like a 2-2, and we'll go over here on the locust side. And a 2-2, you know, we identified that the boom shot is obviously very important, so we're gonna want to make sure we get over there. Now, where we may have gone this way before, we can probably head through this new location and head over here. So let's assume we send two there, and we send one guy to lamppost or Z, and one guy to the mid room. Now the goal of this play is to sort of work in twos. But ultimately, you know, this doesn't amount to much. It's a pretty safe strat. It's a base strat. When you run 2-2 split like this, you're identifying what your opponent is doing and going to, you know, jump on a number advantage. So let's say the base was run by this team, and over here, this team is going to be running, you know, a 3 push to boom. That was pretty impressive. I can't do that again. So let's just say they run a 3 to boom push, right? This is just, you know, just as off the top. They're going to be maybe chucking smokes across and pushing very aggressive. This team needs to identify that they only have one, and they need to push across. This player is going to have to take mid-room, and this player is going to likely either push across or protect his teammate where he may have had to duck down under here or duck back here. This would allow this team member to cross and hopefully support his teammates, you know. So let's switch gears. Let's get over here, right? Because when we're on the whiteboard, we can actually analyze both sides of it and sort of see you know, okay, this team's going to make that chess move, then this team could make that. So we can kind of play both sides and see. We're going to find ourselves in these situations no matter what. So if this was the case and we're the cog team, you know, going for boom shot is not going to be the right idea. We still have this number situation to a point. Maybe we're able to get a smoke in mid-room, but I think we want to try and get across and sort of take advantage of these kills. Now, Jacinto is feels a little bit more open, and because the Lancer is so powerful, the sniper can somewhat be ignored at times, and we definitely feel that on some other maps. But one key thing about the sniper on Jacinto is the fact that it counters boom shot. And what I mean by that is, if you have a play that goes directly for sniper, you know, and you make sure you get it done quickly, the opposing team is going to have a difficult time grabbing boom. Obviously, because the sniper, you know, one-shot kill, you can pick up snipe, and let's demonstrate what a quick play like this would be. And again, this is unrehearsed, and I'm just sort of looking at this and flying through, and you know, we're looking at this and just trying to decide what to do. So let's say this team's going to run, you know, a play like this. This player may go up top. This guy's over at boom. We're going to make a fast play to grab the boom shot, or excuse me, to grab the sniper and sort of counter boom. It's going to maybe slow things down and just sort of set up a little bit. So let's make a play where we send, I don't know, maybe we do something like this right away, where this guy is going to smoke across. So identifying the focus is a sniper rifle. So you want to use all of your assets to accomplish a goal. So we talked about goal setting earlier. We're setting out with this strat to get the sniper rifle. Yeah, it's not, you know, it's not a boom shot, but it's still the goal of this strategy that we're talking about. Now we don't want to pile in 4 and grab sniper. That's not a good idea. Why? Because you give up all this side of the map. You give up the boom shot, so that's not really how you want to go about maybe grabbing snipe and setting up on this. What you want to do is sort of make the illusion that you're still running a normal strategy. Possibly by throwing smokes over here. You have this one player throw a screen smoke. You could even have another player throw a second smoke to, you know, make it seem like there's still 2 over there. Just use the you know, the assets and the things that you have in order to make the illusion that you're running something else. And what you want to do is probably send 2 over here, throw a couple smokes across, grab the sniper real quick, get a little chain revive, fall back, rotate with this sniper, and sort of set up maybe down here at this box where no way they're going to be able to grab boom on you, easily anyway. So that's what that may look like. So again, the goal of that strategy from the get-go was, let's get sniper and let's try to counter boom. And when you have that sniper in control, you come into the, you know, the next goal, which is, let's rotate, let's try to get boom ourselves. We have sniper, let's use it to our advantage and try to grab the boom. So that's sort of where the, you know, the goals come into play and how they shift around mid-map. So now obviously I don't anticipate sniper strat being extremely popular, but that was just an example of setting a goal and trying to accomplish it. Let's look at one more. Alright, so let's take a look at an example of why an area of map control may be the start of the strategy for you. So we just talked about, let's grab a power weapon and let's sort of play around that. And I like that I didn't pick boom shot because that's an easy one to do, right? So let's say that this time we're gonna gain mid-room. No matter what, we're gonna gain mid-room. That's the plan. Okay? So you come out with a goal, and the goal is to gain mid-room. So let's see how we're gonna do that. Well, obviously we're gonna be pushing, and maybe we're gonna push a little bit more aggressive this time. We're saying, you know what, these guys are getting boom on us. Like, you know, let's come up with something. Now the purpose of gaining this mid-room is to have map control, and with map control it opens up more doors. Let's send a guy to tower. Maybe he has some sort of vision over here. He has the ink, and a nice little thing you could do with ink is grab it and chuck it at the boom right away. That'll buy you some time. You know, it'll be hard for the opposing team to run in there and grab it. So we grab the ink and we use this as a maneuver to sort of slow down the round. He tossed the ink over there. While these 3 are going to be pushing and trying to grab mid-room, this team identifies that there's 3, a decent smoke. These guys are crossing. He's able to grab room. The sink is still, you know, almost, maybe it's almost down, but at this point, this team has secured mid-room, and, you know, they're calling that. We have room, you know, make sure you protect this guy. I mean, he's got a great advantage at boom, but he also has frags. So maybe at this point, you know, one of these players rotates, goes over there, we have the room, you know, there's a 2-2. These two may try and take advantage of that, but if these frags are being thrown now on opposite side, and this guy rotates down, this gives this team an opportunity to grab boom. So what did we do there? We ended up first setting a goal to grab mid-room, and the second goal we set was like, okay, we have a cross, we have frags, let's rotate, now let's try to grab the boom shot because we have control of this power weapon, we have control of the mid-map. Let's say this guy grabbed boom. At this point, the next phase would be, get out of mid-room. I mean, they're going to try and push you now. These guys had to back up. You know, let's say these are exhausted. These guys have to back up now. They're not going to be able to really deal with that boom shot, assuming this worked out. And don't put yourself at risk. At this point, you have a boom shot. That should be leading the kills. So you have the rocket launcher. Now he's sort of in the driver's seat, right? And everybody knows where that's going. You know, maybe you rotate the boom back to your side, and from there you start, you know, wheeling and dealing and getting some kills. So anyway, that was an example of getting an area of the map and using that location to then grab a power weapon. Let's reset. And the last sort of strategy that you can have from the get-go would be to get a quick kill. So the way Jacinto is set up is we have the most powerful weapon way up there at the top, right? Which sort of spreads out the strategies a lot. It forces a strategy that sort of covers a good area of the map because you put the power weapon way over there where the best power weapon way over there where the teammates spawn. You know, they're still going to gravitate toward there, but it won't be such a quick. So, you know, imagine if the boom, for a second before we get into that quick kill, was like in mid-room. I mean, that would be such, you know, a cluster of a fight there. And even so, if the boom was, you know, over here, I mean, what would gravitate players to go up there, you know? So that's sort of why boom shot sort of makes sense up there. Battery is going to die. Okay, so we said there's three ways to sort of build an initial strategy around. We talked about, you know, grabbing a power weapon from the get-go. We talked about gaining map control, right? Okay, and finally we're going to look at a quick kill. So this strat is going to be based around grabbing a fast kill and putting yourselves in a number advantage. So let's take a look at how we might accomplish that. Well, you know you have players going out wide here, so the quickest kill is likely going to be one of these guys. Okay, one of these guys over here. Now in order to accomplish something like that, we're going to need to use just about everybody. Now we can have somebody sort of hold back, I guess, to sort of focus as a support player and also watch the rear to make sure there's no severe flank that busts this all up. And holding this position is good, you know, because if that boom shot was grabbed, they could, you know, eventually either flank your side or come around here, but at least you'll have the knowledge. And knowledge is key, you know, being able to communicate that something is up or you see something is one of the most important things in Gears. So let's say that we're going to do a sneaky strat, and again, this is off the fly, just looking at this. Possibly there's a guy here and a guy moving up here. We get, maybe this dude rushes down. Let's get a third guy over here, actually. Let's have one player this side, these two rush down. Let's have this one come up here. This player move up very aggressive. We're going to have to play very aggressive and make sure that this player knows that he needs to be watching flank. Get some quick crosses. If, you know, this player is likely going to go over here. If we can get some smokes on this side, have these two push and sort of eliminate. If they push him back and he's keeping this guy busy, you know, maybe there's the kill. If this guy dips down there, maybe this is the kill. But either way, you know, use your full team to sort of grab somebody. And now you're in a 4v3 situation where the opposition has boom, and you know, it's still you know, possible for them to take this round. But you did set out for a goal, which was to kill one member of the other team to give yourself a man-up advantage. And you just want to use everybody, all, you know, your smokes, your coordination, your communication, execute it as quickly as you can. So those are sort of just like the three sort of key elements to going into to me is very exciting. You know, a new playing field, and saying, all right, what are some strategies that we can build around, you know, these topics, and sort of, you know, evolving those. You know, when you accomplish one goal, you jump to the next. So I guess that's going to be it for Jacinto, guys. This was a little bit different, not really talking about the exact maps, but sort of talking about the theory of strategy in Gears. And I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there's another video you'd like to talk about. I'm excited to play on Jacinto. Hopefully this week we get in there on the ladder. Good luck, and I look forward to competing with all you guys. Take care. This is starting to be pretty bad. Alright, so we said there's 3 ways to build a strategy around. Basically, walking in the map, GG, no rain.